I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also their live-action Star Wars TV series, and even their new Star Wars trilogy of movies by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are heading in a more positive direction, given that Kathleen Kennedy has little to no involvement on the creative process of these new movies and TV shows, except for the Leslye Headland Star Wars TV series, which honestly is a good thing, and really lets the fans know that a lot of good things are coming out by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, and Bob Chapek. Now, they currently have over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the works for Disney Plus alone. Just let that sink in for a moment there. That's 10 years worth of Star Wars TV shows completely separated from the actual movies. And that, in and on itself, all added up is dozens upon dozens of projects in the works over at Lucasfilm to be released throughout this decade and beyond. Now, one thing that's very exciting is how we got George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni all working together as a team to really deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible to really give the fans something to look forward to. They're going to be bringing back a majority of Star Wars legends and new original stories that the fans had never seen before, and that they also are going to tap into brand new mythologies, new eras, if you will, that are really going to interconnect with the Skywalker saga in several different ways. Now, on top of all this, what's really exciting, of course, is that with the Skywalker saga now over, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new universe. Currently, both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek have been developing multiple plans to reunite the Star Wars fans around the world. As for the new trilogy, things have been moving along very well for the new mythology to be introduced by Disney. Now, it's explained that creator George Lucas recently approved actor Keanu Reeves to become a part of the new Star Wars universe after Kevin Feige met up with George Lucas to hear his thoughts on Keanu Reeves and his involvement with the new Star Wars films. It's described that Keanu Reeves is slated to portray the Sith King of Exegol in the new Star Wars movies in order to attach the films to the sequel trilogy in a light way for fans to witness. Not just that, but also Keanu's character is aimed to wield a curved bladed lightsaber in the new movies and will be considered the most powerful Sith on the big screen, even more so than Emperor Palpatine. Now, Keanu's character is described to be a Sith Lord that perfected the essence transfer technique by moving from one body to another over the years, and that his latest host body in the new films are best described to be a Sith Lord that his essence took over during the Old Republic era of Star Wars. So once again, the body of Keanu Reeves' aimed character, dubbed as the Sith King, is an actual host body from the Old Republic, where the spirit is an actual different character in and on itself. So you can see that they are taking different ideas from the old Star Wars Legends material. Now, Lucasfilm aims to make this character a Sith god, in a sense, in the new movies in order to make his power extreme in the franchise that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are actively working on. The character is also best described to have great knowledge of both the past and the future, thanks to the worlds between worlds, and that this realm will play a major role in the new mythology of the franchise. George Lucas will be using many abandoned ideas from Star Wars Legends in order to complete the character's design and personality in the new Legends, in order to complete the character's design overall for the new trilogy of films. Now, Keanu's schedule is currently very packed, and so Lucasfilm is trying to figure exactly when they can actually begin filming for the new Star Wars films in the near future, since he will be very busy with John Wick 4 and 5, as well as the 4th Matrix film, among other projects. The character modeled for Keanu Reeves is also aimed to be introduced in a major new video game, slated for release sometime in early 2022 for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, that will make fans familiar with the character before he hits the big screen, and will dive more so into the past, and of course into his past, for the fans to actually boost the familiarity with the characters before the live-action version comes to life. Now, the origin of the Sith Eternal will also be explained in the new movies, where the Sith Eternal are actually known to be a large group or cult of the ways of the Sith that will be fully explained in the new films by Disney in order to give fans a proper story about Exegol and the unknown regions. New secrets of the unknown regions will also be unveiled in these new movies by Disney in order to expand the lore of the region of the galaxy. So first things first, what's really impressive to me is how we have Kevin Feige over at Marvel now helping out with Star Wars, and how he actually met up with George Lucas to show him the overall idea about the Sith King of Exegol, and how they are actually in the process of hiring Keanu Reeves for allowing him to portray this character, and how Lucas approved Keanu to actually become this new Sith King of Exegol. Now, if you guys are really unaware about the world of Exegol, that is the world that we saw in Episode 9 that Palpatine is actually on. And what's really interesting about the world of Exegol, in case you guys didn't know this as well, is that that throne that you do see Palpatine sitting on, that's not his throne. That's actually the throne that once belonged to the Sith King that they are going to explore in this new Star Wars movie and/or trilogy. So here's the thing about Keanu Reeves. There's a lot of opinions out there about a lot of fans, right? A lot of fans think that Keanu Reeves is either very well fit for Star Wars or doesn't necessarily need to be, inserted into Star Wars. Doesn't really fit into the overall franchise. I, however, believe that Keanu makes a great fit into Star Wars as well as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kevin's also trying to get him on board with that. The thing about this scenario, though, by making him into the Sith King of Exegol and even a Sith God in a sense, where this is a character that perfected the essence transfer technique, a technique that Palpatine used at the very end of Return of the Jedi in order to transfer into a clone body of himself. So that's the scenario here, is that this is also going to tap into the origin of that power, exactly how it was created and perfected by the Sith King of Exegol. Now, a lot of fans are still wondering to this very day, what in the world is a Sith King, or what's the significance of a Sith Lord being a king and all? Well, the Exegol planet is actually said to be one of the most powerful worlds associated with the dark side over in the unknown regions. In fact, that's exactly why Palpatine chose to go over there, is because it's very strong with the dark side of the Force. And the thing about Exegol is that it does have a lot of history, and that's exactly what Lucasfilm wants to take advantage of. This world has so much history that they can just build upon the lore. In fact, it's the home world of the native species that Snoke was actually based from, and that explains as to why we see so many different clones of Snoke in Episode 9, is because Palpatine took advantage of the native species of Exegol. And it really does, bring one to wonder, exactly what other parts of this world are we going to be able to see? So far, we only got a glimpse of the Sith Citadel that Palpatine was based within, which is where you get to see all the Sith statues and, Palpatine's tool there that allows him to live, that large mechanical arm that latches onto his spinal cord, allowing him to live, giving him the fluids that he needs. So, it is a very detailed process that Lucasfilm has to expand on, but George Lucas approving Keanu is great news. It just goes to show us that George Lucas is very well on board for Keanu now joining the Star Wars franchise. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.